What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and discuss what I think is going to play out for the upcoming trading week and what you should be expecting for Tesla stock. Now, before I get into any more details, I do have to mention a couple of very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you do sign up with Webull and deposit any amount of money, whether it's $1 or $1,000, you are guaranteed 5 free stocks, which each could be worth up to $2,000. When I signed up, I got a free Apple share. And if you want these free stocks, please check out the link down below to get your 5 free stocks. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Tesla, we were actually a little bit in the red on Friday. And even though we saw that red, we did start to jump a little bit in the after hours, but overall, it was a red day. Now, we want to actually dissect the chart in a lot of detail to actually talk about what is actually going to play out. Now, there was one piece of news that came out, though, which I think is very important. It wasn't even like, it did not get enough exposure, in my opinion. And what happened was there was an attack on this facility, and this was a massive, massive, massive oil facility in, I believe, Saudi Arabia. And that's not good to hear in any way. I'm not really a fan of attacks or anything like that. It's just horrible. I'm a pacifist. It's very bad that things like this are going on. But what happened was this ended up hitting an oil facility, and that, in my opinion, is not necessarily good news for oil. We may see an even bigger spike in energy because of things like this, because we are seeing more global tensions. And as a result of that, that's going to have an effect on the market. So it may lead to some bearish price action for the SPY and the NASDAQ, maybe now and then. I'm not saying it's going to be for too long, or I'm not saying we're in a bear market. I'm just saying that we could see a slight pullback or some bearish action just going into next week. So what I do think is going to play out is, I think Monday for the SPY, we're going to see some more a bullish price action, get a rejection with high volatility. And I do think the SPY is going to actually start to drop a little bit just for a few days going into, I don't know, the very beginning of the week. So I am expecting a bit of a pullback. I think we actually filled every single gap that we saw. And even though we may see somewhat of some bearish price action, I think it's going to have an effect on Tesla too. So for what I see in Tesla, we hit the high point, we got rejected. Now our support at around 1,000 is trying to hold us, but we did actually dip below that a couple of times, right? You guys actually saw that play out for Friday. We spent a lot of time kind of like at that $1,000 level or below it. We even saw some like barcoding like price action. So what I see happening, and this is what I think is going to play out. If you look at the longer time frame, in the grand scheme of things, we're getting this curl from the EMAs. We haven't gotten the 1348 EMA crossover yet, but we are seeing this curl. And this curl is essentially showing us that we're slowing down in terms of the optimal growth. And now we're starting to see kind of like this shift. So the MACD flips with the 9-day moving average, showing some bearish price action here. RSI is going to cool off. And like I said in my previous video, I do think we need to cool off just a little bit. And I do think it's going to happen in the upcoming week. So the cool off is probably going to cause us to drop a little bit. So I do expect some bearish price action. I do think we're going to trade in the high 900s relatively soon. But for Monday in particular, it's a little bit tricky to predict Mondays. What I think is going to happen is, I think that it's going to be similar to what happened on Friday. We're going to actually run up a little bit, but we're not going to run all the way up to the 1,021, 1,025. We're probably going to run right over here to about the $1,015 range, trade sideways essentially, then start to descend a little bit. I think we may actually close just barely at 1,000. I think the $1,000 level of support is going to be tested a lot. So if from the way I see it, and I'm not 100% certain if this is going to happen on Monday, maybe Tuesday, but just based off my prediction and based off the data, I think it is very probable we're going to descend a little bit. We might start to descend below 1,000, but we're going to get a push like this at the very end of the day. This is what often happens at the very last, I would say like 10 minutes or so. And we're going to get pushed right at $1,000. And I think that's exactly where we're going to close at the 1,000, maybe a little bit above that, the 1,002, $1,003 level. And that's where I think we're going to close on Monday. Now, I could be completely wrong. It may not even be a red day for Monday. It may not happen until like Tuesday or Wednesday, but I do think it's very probable we're going to see some bearish price action going into those days. Now, it's not the end of the world. I talked about this in a previous video. It's just us cooling off each and every one of the indicators, right? We need the RSI to just cool off a little bit. And that's what I think is starting to happen. We did get this flip right here. Let me actually pull up the DMI real quick. The DMI is showing this kind of like what's happening to the, wait, hold on, give me 1 second. What happened here? Okay, anyways, the DMI, it's basically showing that we're seeing the ADX line come a little bit too high. It's going to start descending relatively soon. And we are probably going to get a bit of a crossover from the positive and negative lines. And we are going to see some more. This is suggesting it's going to be more sideways. So some sideways action followed by a bit of a descending pattern perpetuating. So that's the way I see it. I am seeing a bit of a pullback coming. It's not the end of the world. Just remain calm, cool, and collected. Don't let this scare you. And I want to see how we respond to touching the 13 EMA, because right now we haven't touched it for a while since we started running up. So I'm wondering if this is going to be our support, or are we going to dip below it? And I do see us dipping below it relatively soon, but it's not the end of the world, right? Slight pullback is fine. We just need to retest our algos. We need to restart, reset everything. And we just need to get ready, because big moves are going to come again, I would say the week after, during the big opening of the Texas Gigafactory. So be prepared, guys. Nothing to be worried about. Pullbacks are healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So, oh wait, the last thing I wanted to talk about, right? One last thing I forgot to mention is right now, the market is in a critical state because we are starting to see some, I don't want to say weakness, but we are starting to see some, a lot of green candles were perpetuating, but I am expecting slight pullback coming out from the SPY. And I don't know the exact day. It may not even be Monday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, the later weeks or the later days of the week. For Tesla, we may see the exact same thing. So I am still seeing lots of bullish price action for other plays out there, like AMC and GME. If you look at NEO, this thing might drop pretty low too. So I think a lot of people are excited to play some options on that. You can actually sell covered calls or even buy some puts if you want. It's really up to you. And for Tesla, when it comes to options, I would be very careful right now because we're starting to see the price is starting to kind of slow down in terms of volatility. So I'd be very careful. It's because I don't truly know how low it's going to dip to. If we do start to see a big dip, it's a little bit hard to tell. I'm going to be honest with you. But if it does come, it's nothing to be worried about. I see us, running right back up to the upside once we get the opening factory in on April 7th. So nothing to worry about. Anyways, I want to thank you for listening. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Tesla still looks very strong. It's going to pull back a little bit, cool down before this thing continues to run to the moon. And I will see you guys in the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.